So, how about that trailer for Boss Baby 2, huh?
What the fuck?
I want to preface this review by asking the simple question, what is a superhero movie? I mean, a superhero movie, it's, the Infinity War and the Endgame and big superhero spectacle, right? Well, yes, you would be correct, and it would surprise you to think that this movie is not a superhero movie. Yes, the sequel to Wonder Woman is not a superhero movie. If you've seen this movie yet, I don't think that's a hot take, because this movie doesn't feel like a Wonder Woman movie, but I think that actually kind of works better. Let me explain. This movie doesn't focus so much on the superhero versus the villain and, the good versus evil. This movie really is a drama about the state of the world and how easily corruptible it is, and it's not the way you'd expect it to go, but I honestly think it's better. But we'll touch on all this later. Let's go over the story. So, there's going to be very, very minor spoilers ahead. I'm not going to spoil, the main story, because I understand the trailers kept it kind of vague, and I do appreciate that. I think keeping the movie vague in the trailer really works out. So basically, minor spoilers, but the story of this Wonder Woman sequel kind of focuses on wish magic. And it was seriously not the direction I thought it was going to go, but it is very much welcome. Because when you touch into something like wish magic, you can do a lot with it, and this movie handled it probably the best that I've ever seen any movie handle it. You can tell the people who made this story really, really cared. Each scene in this movie flows from one to the next, and the story is complete in the most beautiful of ways, which is something that Hollywood has seemed to forget. So the story, I would say, is really, really good, and maybe one of the best stories of any superhero movie I've ever seen. Seriously, it's on that level. And this movie does that amazing thing that Hollywood never seems to do anymore, and for the life of me, can't understand why. This movie does that thing where they take a tired trope and they turn it completely on its head. There's a thing with the villain in this movie, and he has this thing and you think he's gonna do this, and then oh my god, he did this thing, and it is legitimately a mind frick. It blows my mind how clever this movie's villain was. I mean, it's amazing. I can't gush about it enough. I really want to spoil it, but I'm not going to. You have to see this movie to find out this amazing decision by the writers. I mean, you can tell. This movie had a plan, and it executed it beautifully. Now, on to the comedy. So the comedy in this movie is a bit light, but I can appreciate that. This is more of a serious kind of drama movie. But the comedy that was there, it was very subtle. It wasn't in oh, look at the camera, look at this funny slapstick joke that I got here. No, it was in, the characters and the reaction to the world. Chris Pine's character, he comes back in this movie, and he hasn't really lived in this decade, so his reactions to everything, they're great, and it creates some great moments for comedy. And that's the kind of comedy that I like, Comedy created out of situations and characters' reactions to situations, not just saying something funny to the camera because, haha, it's funny. No, this movie uses comedy well. Now, as for something like the cinematography, this is kind of hard to measure in movies like this, because a lot of superhero movies nowadays have this huge spectacle, and the amount of lights on screen doesn't equate to good cinematography. And I'm happy to report that this movie does not fall into the trap of it doesn't fall into the Rise of Skywalker trap of just throwing things at the screen, seeing what sticks, so much spectacle. No. This movie takes its time to build up fight scenes, action, and everything builds up to a great conclusion. The cinematography in this movie I would describe as pretty standard for this kind of film. You know, it's like different shots, they look pretty good, everything here and there, and then there's just a couple shots that are like, boah, it's great. You know, the cinematography suddenly kicks into 11th gear and becomes amazing. And those are the moments where the music also ties into it. The cinematography and score come together in this movie like very, very well. I mean, it's not like the most immediate aspect of the movie you would recognize, but thinking back on it, this movie does a great job at using cinematography to highlight really important moments, which is what cinematography is supposed to accomplish. So they did a great job with that. I mean, you can tell at this point in the review, I'm seeing very little negatives here, guys. Now, obviously, I already touched on the score a bit, but the score is great, you know? It's nothing like, oh, Star Wars or Indiana Jones memorable, but the score does what it sets out to do, and that's all you really need from a score. The one score from the trailer, the trailer song, that's actually in this movie, and I really like that because the theme is good, it's epic, it feels like grand in scale, and it's used during a highly intense action scene, and you don't really see simple decisions like that being made in Hollywood, but here you go. This movie is very anti all of the traps that Hollywood falls into or missed opportunities that Hollywood never takes advantage of. And it's just a really refreshing movie. It's a smart movie. Now, I just realized while recording this right now, but here's the thing. If you're wondering about if you want to see this movie or not, it depends on if you're a Wonder Woman fan or just a movie fan in general. If you're a fan of movies in general, you definitely will love this movie. You need to see this movie. This whole movie season, this whole 2020 of a year, it's not been great for movies and for entertainment in general. But this movie, I'm glad it came out. I'm glad we got something to look forward to, you know? Let this director direct more of your movies because she obviously knows what she's doing. So with that being said, thank you everybody so much for watching this video. You know, I think I finally found my stride with how to edit a lot more of these videos. I think the audio sounds a little better in this one. I kind of redid my setup. And obviously, there are some brand new designs on Redbubble. I just put them on there like yesterday. I think they're pretty good, and I'd appreciate it if you'd go check them out. Link should be in the description down below. If you like this video, and if you like my personality, if you want to be part of a great interactive YouTube community, please consider subscribing. More movie reviews are sure to come. I think my next video is going to be something like 2020 movies tier list, you know? That sounds kind of fun. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a movie or if you want to see a video like that. And as always, the full body version of this outfit will be on my Instagram. It's the first outfit to be made with Photoshop because I'm starting to draw in Photoshop now instead of Autodesk Sketchbook, which is what I was using before. So hopefully I get better at it and you guys like what I put out in the future. So yeah, in conclusion, Wonder Woman 1984, one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen because it wasn't a superhero movie. And thank you so much for watching. Boss Baby 2, if you copyright my ass, I swear to God.